Welcome back. I know you would return eventually. Please look down at your feet. This number you see represents the number of power stars you need to access another world. Really? Is it some kind of like another dimension or something? Whether you succeed or fail, just attempting the challenge will show something about your character. I'll see how this goes, Rosalina. I'm gonna have to admit to that right away, and look at that. 2014 star bits right there. How top-notch that is. Well, at least until whenever I start able to grab 5 more of those star bits, but that's just how I think it is. So, hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again. Sorry for a little bit of attentions right there, I do apologize for that, folks. But, I'm Piglet here, as I said this before, and welcome back to more Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii. So, last time we actually did manage to beat the likes of Bowser for the 3rd time in the forms of this particular game, and able to actually rescue Princess Peach yet again, and also we did manage to able to get ourselves the 7th and the final Grand Star in the entire game. And today for this episode is the fact that we are about to be exploring through, we're about to be going back into this game exponentially, just because you remember I said this before, the fact that we're not exactly done with the game just yet, because we got ourselves the final Comet in the entire game, which is none other than the purple Comet. See, Fernando, I'll explain more details onto that as soon as we get to the actual first mission in this video, and that is the forms of purple coin Ownlet. Which, as far as I can tell, because we know we're going to be revisiting back to the forms of Good Egg Galaxy for the final time, just because of how the fact that, naturally speaking, is the fact that I believe in every single galaxy, except the other two, which we're about to get into just a moment, usually it can only hold up to the forms of like 6 different missions. Even then, though, that's because, well, you know, usually as far as I can tell, because we normally have like 3 normal episodes, in addition with those, 2 pranks to Comet missions. It depends on the forms of like one of them is different and the other one is pretty much exactly the same, like the purple Comet as far as we can get into later on. But also there's one which is the forms of the secret power stars. See, Fernando, that's because, well, it's what I was able to actually point things out. So yeah, today was actually forms of the 22nd of February 2019, so I really do apologize by the forms of, once again, I have to apologize by the forms of how the fact that, I do apologize by the forms of the lack of uploading schedules recently, during the likes of about 2 days ago, or for this matter, yeah, just 3 days ago actually, just because, well, basically, long story short, I was a little bit busy and all that stuff yet again, and this time around though is a little bit more different, because if you couldn't tell, that the reason why my voice is actually going a little bit more dipped down than the likes of how it does it from previous videos ago. Unfortunately, I seem to able to stumble across a lack of, well, betterness involved, or in this case, to be more accurately, I've actually got myself my illness again. See, Fernando, once again, I got myself a little bit of a cold flu, and even then though, I must admit though, right away though, it just feels kind of really irritates the crap out of me whenever I just feel ill and all that stuff. But even then though, I'm hoping I can make myself a little bit better until when we get to the next video possibility. But either way though, that's as far as we can able to say about it here, so anyways though, if you could tell at this point already, is the fact that since this comment is usually applies, the purple comment, basically all it does is basically we need to grab every single of those purple coins, specifically 100 purple coins, because you remember that we did done this before already in the forms of in the Gateway Galaxy, but except this time around though, I believe we have to come across into that like, I would say about 15 times now. See, Fernando, that's because I believe it appears in every single galaxies at this point. So the only exceptions which are the boss stages as far as I'm concerned, and also by the forms of some secret galaxies. See, Fernando, only the main ones most likely. So as you can see, 2019 star bits, oh yeah. In addition with that, we've now managed to accomplish everything in the Good Egg Galaxy. So Fernando, let's go ahead and move on to the next mission, or in this case the next stage, when it comes to the purple coin challenges and all that stuff. And as you can see, it depends on what pathways you're going to go to. Sometimes the actual purple comets are going to be in the shuffleware. So even then though, like for instance, for example, we got ourselves one of them from Space Junk Galaxy, and another one which is actually from, I can't remember what galaxy though we can actually entering from, but even then though, we'll find ourselves in Drain later on. Even then, from now on though, we'll go back to the Fountain again, but this time around though, we'll go back to the Space Junk Galaxy for the final time and deal with, you know, the Purple Comet missions. Even then though, that's all there is to know. So, there are occasional stages where you have to deal with, like, not only do you able to actually grab every single of those, you know, purple coins, specifically 100 purple coins, sometimes in some other missions can usually utilize not only collecting, 100 purple coins and all that stuff, but also in some missions that utilizes the time limit as well. Like, for instance, for example, in a mission called Purple Coin Spacewalk, that normally you can able to actually grab every single purple coins from here, but you do have a time limit as well. So even then though, as you can see, we got 2 minutes to spare, so even then though, no we need to able to actually grab the rest of those purple coins in time. So even then though, if you don't grab them however though in time, well, you have to restart the entire mission again. So even then though, that's how it goes. And even then though, that could be the same applies for, you know, the future levels as well, but even then though, not all the stages, mind you, because some of them are self-explanatory, like we're gonna have to explore the entire galaxy and able to actually just grab these purple coins from here, whilst in some of those other levels we can actually get to later on, that sometimes it utilizes the time limits combined into one. So even then though, that's because, well, you know, up for a challenge and all that stuff, so even then though that, you know, you get the idea. So, yeah, there's still quite a few things I want to talk about this actually. It's the fact that, well, some of them are good news, whilst, oh wow, that was really close. Some of them are good news, and some of them are going to be the most saddest news indeed. But even then though, we'll mention about that as soon as we're able to proceed through the Purple Coin Comet challenges and all that stuff. So even then though, that, again, there are 15 all in all when it comes to that, including by the forms of the Red Star on, you know, the Gateway Galaxy and all that stuff. Because, you know, you have to grab every single purple coins. So, yeah, we got to deal with them a lot in this entirety of the later one throughout this game offers. Especially because, you know, if you really want to go for 100%, you know, 100% completion of the game, most notably by the forms of, like, 120 power stars and all that stuff, well, usually kind of speaking about kinds of coincidence anyway, we don't have to rely on these star bits anymore, because other than we can able to, the only time you can now able to use star bits from is to able to constantly going to be asking that purple hungry Luma that usually causes the forms of several comets to appear. And even then, I rarely use that honestly, other than about the fact that when it comes to like later on throughout this game offers, well, we'll mention about that as soon as we get to that. So, anyways though, back to Honey Hive Galaxy for the final time, and this time we'll go through the last mission on that specific level, which is the Honey Hive's purple coins. So even then though, because of that, we need to explore the entirety of the level itself. So even then though, because of that, we need to find them all during the actual large planet. So even then though, that, yeah, you get the idea. Sometimes in rare occasions in some purple coin challenges, as you can see right there, that normally I'm gonna have to save the rest of them from the bottom right there for last, just because some of these power stars, well, most of these power stars usually pops up during for the likes of almost nearly close to the forms of several purple coins. Even then, that's why I've decided able to do that feature. So yeah, some of them can be very easy and self-explanatory, as I've already established that before, but when we get to later on though, most notably with the forms of, I would say by the forms of specifically the Golden Dome, well, not so much for the Golden Dome, with only one exception, which is the Dreadnought Galaxy, and you know guys, you know what I'm talking about, and even then though, that we can get to that into it eventually. And especially there's going to be one in Ghostly Galaxy that's also quite difficult as well, but again, we'll mention about that more details onto that when we actually proceed for this kinds of stuff. So even then though, yeah. As far as what forms of purple coin challenges, as far as I'm concerned, some of them actually becomes like very short and easy due to the fact that with the forms of the time limit missions with the purple coins and all that stuff, usually talk about like the forms of like, let's just say 3 or lower than that, if depends on what missions you go for. But on the majority of the forms of the purple coin challenge missions, that some of them can get really long, especially because of how the fact that, well, for the majority of the forms of some of these purple coin challenges are gonna have to, like, well, you're gonna have to most likely you have to focus on the entire environment of the forms of some of these galaxies itself. So even then, you know, you get the idea for this point. So, anyways, though, let's get to the good stuff out of the way first, when it comes to mentioning by the forms of some news and updates here and there. For instance, for example, I'm not sure what to say about this here, I'm afraid, guys, other than the fact that, well, recently I've now managed to able to finally complete it, Kingdom Hearts 3 now, so even then I've managed to able to actually just to deal with, you know, the final boss of the game, but I'm not going to mention about this too much because I don't want to spoil for you guys out there, because either way, though, for those of you who have not played it, well, I'll let you guys to know to find out and see for yourselves, even then, because, you know, I'm not going to tell you the spoilers, unlike any forms of the actual bare bones Maxi 10 version, but that's besides the point for another topic. So even then, because, you know, his video is just downright terrible. But anyways, aside from all of that, yeah, I've managed to able to finally complete Kingdom Hearts 3. I haven't exactly fully completed it yet, because there are some other things I just want to mention about this, because either way though, because of, well, I need to get several materials to able to actually get myself the ultimate weapon at some point, which, spoiler alert, the ultra weapon, or ultimate weapon, actually did make a return ever since in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, but either way though, it's going back into the forms of the material system, just like in the forms of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. So even then though, because of that though, unlike in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, that you have to defeat the secret boss in order to actually unlock the ultimate weapon, which I was about to do that on my 3DS version, but I can't exactly do that just yet though, because I need to able to actually keep on leveling up and all that stuff, because leveling up is key here when it comes to RPGs and all that stuff, which I'm sure many people already know that. And there's also the ultimate weapon in Kingdom Hearts Recoded, which it's pretty impossible to able to actually get that, in my opinion, just because you have to do the ridiculous amount of, like, you have to grind for too many of those, you know, these SP points and all that stuff, I'm assuming, but either way though, that's besides the point. And also there's an ultimate weapon in Birth by Sleep, depends on what characters you'll be using for, you know, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus especially. That, I will say though, that those three ultimate keyblades, when it comes to, like, Aqua, Terra, and Ventus, they do have, like, somewhat of a similarity colors with the forms of that specific ultimate weapon, but ultimately though, I think they do have some sort of, like, a different shape or something, but again, I haven't really gone back into it at this point for this time, but either way though, I would go back into that eventually soon enough. So either way though, let's just go ahead and go down here and get some more purple coins from the other side. Another thing I want to mention about this actually is the fact that I've managed to able to actually pre-order by the forms of another Nintendo Switch DLC game. Well, at least to be more specifically, oh no, I missed that one purple coin. Can I go back for it? No, I guess not. I kinda wish I just need to get that B Mario into whatever I decide to able to fly all the way from here. So, yeah, that's just entirely my fault when it comes to, like, not paying attention to the forms of the direct line movements. So, anyways though, let's just go ahead and just go back and then just grab these purple coins from there. So, yeah. So basically, the purple coins challenges, as far as I said this before, these are entirely almost very similar to the forms of Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, collecting every single, like, well, not so much every single coins, but the majority of, you know, collect 100 coin power stars / shine sprites for depends on what games you're playing. Which, you know, either Super Mario 64, Super Mario 64 DS, and Super Mario Sunshine, that if you grab 100 coins, then you would able to get yourself your Power Star in Super Mario 64, and especially noticeable with the Shine Sprite from Super Mario Sunshine. So, yeah, it's kind of equivalent to that, except it's all separate now, so even then, because of that, you know, you get the idea for this point. So, anyways, now I've grabbed that one specific purple coin I definitely need. Now we need to go ahead and move along to another part of the actual galaxy itself. So even then, we'll get to that shortly after. So, again, not much else to really say about this other than the fact that, you know, I've managed to able to complete Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, at least for the main story, but except for everything, because I need to able to do that, and including Buddy Forms the Platinum Trophy, so... But as far as for my final thoughts of Kingdom Hearts 3 after beating the main story, I really enjoyed the game, even then. That because of that though, I absolutely adore everything. Like, the visuals look absolute outstanding because of Unreal Engine developer or anything like that. Just like how I did in the forms of Birth by Sleep 0.2. And also I really found the combat mechanics a lot more funner than expected. And overall, it's just a very impressive game on the PlayStation 4/Xbox One. But either way though, I really enjoyed every single aspect, including the music as well. It's so brilliant, even because of how the fact that, you know, it has a lot of focus of the forms of the orchestra music through here and there. The only thing that most people seem to able to actually be complaining is the lack of critical mode. Unless if you're able to hack the game or anything, then you could potentially try and able to play critical mode, because unlike any forms of in, let's just say for example in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, you get yourselves critical mode from the start. And I believe Dream Drop Distance also has a critical mode as well, but you do have to unlock it first in order to actually just able to play that mode. And I believe Birth by Sleep also retains critical mode as well, but I'm guessing it's most likely just the Final Mix version, and presuming that's how it goes. But even then though, that, yeah, you know. And I believe that Kingdom Hearts Recoded also has a critical mode as well, but it can be adjustified from the get-go. Well, you can able to adjust the difficulty on your on the go. There's also a critical mode in 0.2 Birth by Sleep, as I said this before. But oddly enough, Kingdom Hearts 3 does not have the forms of the critical mode or anything like that, which is odd. Anyway, so the next purple comments we have is Battle Rock, and Beach Ball, and Deep Dark, and also Dusty Dome, and especially there's one from Gold Leaf. So what I'm going to do is the fact that I'm going to go through the Gold Leaf Galaxy first, because after when I've done that, then luckily the game tells you to go where to go next when it comes to the chronological order from some stages, any forms of the purple coin comet challenges. I know some of them are pretty out of order, whatever I'm doing right about now, because I normally did done, you know, you start things off with Good Egg Galaxy at first, and then later on, as soon as you proceed, you can choose what galaxies you want to go for next. And even then though, yeah, that's the sort that usually matters though, so... Anyways though, so yeah, not only do I able to actually complete the entire portion of, you know, I've managed to able to accomplish everything in Honey Hive Galaxy and all that stuff, but also that I'll show you in just a moment after whenever we dump the majority of the purple coin challenges and all that stuff. But for now, we'll head back to the forms of Gold Leaf Galaxy and do the next and the final mission on that stage, and that is Purple Coins in the Woods. Basically, you get the idea, grab every single purple coins, but also you do have a time limit. So even then though, this time around though, we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So even then though, because of that, well, we need to rush things up and here and there. So even then though, that, honestly, this environment usually almost takes place exactly the same place as of how it does it back in Mission 3 and Mission 4 especially, because in Mission 3, in the forms of when it rains it pours, that's how the fact that you can able to use the Beam Mario and it also avoid the rain especially, but excuse me, but even then though, that normally takes place in the exact same location as the forms of like some obstacles here and there, and it's also at the same time by the forms of usually it takes place in the exact same place of how it does it whenever you're trying to race against with Cosmic Mario. And the only noticeable difference is that the Power Star wasn't exactly on that specific octagon wooden shaped platform this time. So even then, it's most likely has the exact same layouts as of how you explore the actual section in you know, Mission 3 when it rains it pours, but except you don't have to rely on the bee suits, and especially noticeable you don't have to worry about the rain clouds. So all you have to do is basically we need to able to get all the way up to the top, while at the same time we need to grab those purple coins especially. So yeah, that's all there is to know. So whenever I first time I played this game, actually, whenever I first got the game, I always have a little bit of a hard time with the forms of the purple coin challenges sometimes, just because, well, honestly, they might be very difficult at first. But then, as time went on, then I managed to able to know what I'm doing, and also I found mostly purple coin challenges. I will say this at this point right about now. To me though, they're very easy and just, you know, very simple to me though when it comes to the actual challenge and all that stuff. But until we get to the sequel though, well, we'll mention about that as soon as when, you know, definitely managed to able to get back into that game. So, anyways though, so let's go ahead and grab these purple coins here and there first, because if you accidentally activate that beanstalk from here, you might end up getting stuck when it comes to, like, if you miss out only one purple coin, whenever you get to that specific corner, basically there is no way for you until you're able to actually grab it from here again. So I suggest you're able to save that beanstalk part for last, just in case you really don't able to actually just miss that final purple coin no matter what. Well, at least to be more specifically, one of the purple coins, naturally speaking. So, anyways though, let's grab that last purple coin, and it's the actual power star is going to be placed on the exact middle of that little deadly spiky section. So, let's go ahead and obtain the power star, and we are good to go. So, there we go, and I believe that pretty much does it for Gold Leaf Galaxy. See, but then though, that, yeah. So, that's the, actually, I'll get into more details of the forms of that DLC pre-order thing I just ordered, and that is the forms of the special episode of, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, specifically for the Nintendo Switch. Why? Because I've managed to able to actually keep on, grinding those, you know these My Nintendo Gold points that I've managed to able to keep myself in hand? By the forms of, like, if you're trying to register your Nintendo Switch game cards here and there, for instance, that way you can able to actually redeem those golden points no matter what. However though, I managed to able to got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for free, because due to the fact that I've managed to able to got myself, like, let's just say 539 gold coins, for example, because if you reach up to 100 here and there, that usually counts as a pound. See, but then though, that I managed to able to get myself very, very lucky without needing me to able to get myself a Nintendo eShop card anytime soon. Unless there is Octo expansion I still need to get for Splatoon 2, but again, we'll mention about that in the future. So, anyways though, let's move on to Battle Rock Galaxy for the final time, and we're gonna go for the final mission on that stage, purple coins on a Battle Rock. But this time around though, it's basically so you have like one chance type of scenario, as you can see right there, because the majority of this stage, especially the Dreadnought Galaxy, which we're about to be getting into in the next video, with that being said, we need to able to grab every single purple coins without missing any of them at least once, because if you miss one of them and you will let the actual platform continue moving, basically you're able to actually lose a life, and to make matters worse, well, you're gonna have to able to actually just to restart the entire thing again. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and you need to take your time for this, because either way though, because again, if you're a little bit too hasty and all that stuff, sometimes if you're able to actually just miss one of the purple coins, if you can tell, in fact, I'm almost gonna be messed up at least once, but hey, I did manage to make it there in time, and yeah, that's as far as I can gather with this particular stage. So anyways though, same old, you know, just trying to able to actually grab every single purple coins, and that's all you have to do. So yeah, you get the idea for this point. So anyways though, I managed to able to pre-order myself Captain Toad Treasure Tracker special episode recently, due to my Nintendo coins I've now able to use, and yeah, I'm very glad about that, and to make matters even much more often than that, it's the fact that I did manage to able to did that Let's Play back in about a year ago. Well, at least to be more specifically, a redo Let's Play of that game, but on the Switch version, and now I can probably be able to go back into that game as soon as when the actual DLC managed to able to finally comes out, when it gets to the point or when it's finally arrived, until the 14th of March. So I definitely need to get back into that game to show you guys by the forms of the DLC courses, which still I found is a very, very good deal, especially because of how the fact that I managed to able to use my golden, my Nintendo coins. So, pretty worth a while actually. So, yeah, really looking forward to trying those out. So, unless there's actually that one DLC stage that we can only access to at the moment, which is of course I'm not going to mention about that until whenever I just get back into that game, potentially, until, you know, next month or so. But even then, we'll mention about that whenever we get to it. So, alright, so that concludes not only the Battle Rock Galaxy, but I believe that concludes, you know, the Felton Dome completely. So even then, now we're going to have to focusing on now is the Kitchen Dome. And that's about it, obviously. So even then, we'll just go ahead. And I believe the next level we're going to be heading to is, I believe it's Ghostly Galaxy next, which some people seem to think that this is definitely one of the most difficult missions in the entire game. Well, honestly, I actually kind of disagree, just because of how the fact that, well, it's your first impressions after all, whenever you're trying to able to first time playing a game, and sometimes you always attempt to get so frustrated with this sometimes. But honestly, not too bad, I have to feel. So even then, let's get into the final mission in Ghostly Galaxy, which we have purple coins in the Bone Pen. And as you can see, it's just only one section, so, yeah, what makes some people think that this is easily the most toughest mission in the entire game is because, well, for one obvious noticeable thing is that, well, you have a time limit to deal with. But to make matters even much more difficult than the forms of any other purple coin challenges here and there, specifically the time ones, you have only a minute to able to actually do this, because either way though, again, if you mess things up here and there, you have to re-grab every single purple coins again. And also, you now have to rely on the actual pole stars, and even then though, if you manage to like get one you know, wrong move, but specifically one wrong move, basically you know, have to take a death, and also you have to like grab these purple coins again. And also with these little steak of meat, as you can see right there, they act out very similar as these little bumpers from you know, obviously from Sonic the Hedgehog, specifically Sonic the Hedgehog 1 special stages / Sonic the Hedgehog 4 episode 1 special stages. If you get bumped into any of these, they act out very much like the bumpers from here. And if you bump all over the place, well, there's a good chance that you can able to actually grab some of these purple coins from here, but you just have to pay attention to that kinds of stuff. So there's one of those missions that you can able to actually get up to like 150 purple coins, which I'll say this right now, I would appreciate if I was up for this challenge, but for me, I'm just gonna pass. Because I really refuse to able to let the time limit go out. So, anyways though, I'm afraid guys, we're gonna have to end things off at this point right there. I will talk about this sad news until when it gets to the next video, but that's how it is. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. Here's the fact that we're gonna be continue on grabbing the purple coin star challenges. Well, for stars anyway, so see you then.